And just like that, we are back doing the podcast thing. And I cannot wait to kind of dive more into not only why I've taken a bit of time off podcasting, but also just realizing that it's okay to take breaks from things when you want to. So, today's episode is all about that. It feels good to be talking with you all again, and that's it. Let's just dive on in, my friends.
You're listening to Ambitious AF, a podcast that will help you level up, find positivity, and put yourself on top right now and every day for the rest of your life. I'm your host, Caroline Lewis, and each week I will bring you a guest or thought that will motivate you to get out of bed every morning with the willingness to succeed. Being ambitious means you are proud of who you are and everything you've accomplished. Only you can make that happen, though. But with the help of this podcast, you will rise to the top. You will find success. You will believe in yourself and manifest happiness. And most importantly, you will become ambitious AF. I know you are eager to begin, so let's get started.
Oh, hello, everyone. We are back. I am back. It has been a while. I cannot believe I have had this podcast for, I guess, 2 years now, going on 3 years? Yeah, 2 years going on 3 years, I believe. And I have never taken like a full, what has it been, a month and a half? So I'm pretty sure the last episode was when I first moved here, which was all the way in July. So I think July we had a couple episodes, and then none in August if I can remember, none in September. Sorry, my dog's right at my feet. And here we are in October. So some of you might be thinking, hey, what is this girl doing? Is this just another podcast that is died away? And I am back to tell you confidently, no, this is not another podcast that has just died away. I am back. I am recording. We will be getting our weekly episodes back. I do have some new ideas for Ambitious AF with Caroline Lewis podcast for next year, but we're in fourth quarter. We've got 3 more months left until the end of the year. And I wanted to make sure to at least show up in fourth quarter for you all to keep the podcast going. So we're not going anywhere. And I guess we'll just kind of dive a little briefly into why I've kind of taken a hiatus. So podcasting is another way that I market myself and my business, right? But sometimes you just have to prioritize things in life. And podcasting was not something that I was putting on the top of my food chain, if you can kind of say it like that, because my business took off. We've had amazing growth in the past 3 months, and I've been able to connect with amazing clients, but I've been really, 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 really busy just dialing in the marketing and building the systems and all that kind of stuff. So on top of podcasting, on top of a book that I'm trying to write, I also run a done for you marketing agency. I know it's kind of crazy. And we started the Done For You agency this year. Last year, we kind of dabbled between, do I do just coaching or do I do it with you marketing? But I realized that people just want done for you, right? They just want things done in their marketing, knowing that they're going to get results, they're going to grow, whatever that growth kind of looks like. So we switched over to full Done For You marketing in January of this year. And what that includes is we run paid advertisement for those who have the budget for paid ads. We run organic marketing, which means handling social media accounts. We handle email newsletters and email marketing, email sequencing. We also build out funnels, which is our specialty. So we do funnels, we do all the copy, all the creatives. And we also help with lead magnets as well as lead gen, right? So it's a lot. So we literally handle all of your marketing. And it this year really taught me prioritization as well as delegating. So I've been able to, and I've had to hire quite a lot this year, which last year was not the case, right? So this year it's crazy because I think one of the last episodes I was talking about my vision board, and on my vision board, I have 5 people that I wanted to hire in my company. And right now I have all 4. I'm just missing one, which is a copywriter, which is going to be the hardest thing for me to give away anyway, since I do predominantly all the copy in my business. But you know, if you are a copywriter and you're really good at sales, landing page, ad copy, email copy, please reach out to me because I would love to find someone that can do all of it, of course. But I've been able to hire 4 different positions in this company as well as myself. So there's 6 of us. And then I also have mentors and stuff like that, right? So it's just been a big year of hiring, delegating, as well as prioritizing and organizing, because the only way for a done for you agency to actually work is for all of us to really be on top of our game and for the business to be extremely organized, right? So it has been quite hectic, if you can imagine, just the time that I've had to put into the business now. I'm back to anywhere from, I hate to say this, but 12 to 14-hour days, at least Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, I try to only work about 6 hours. And then Saturday, I only try to work about 4 hours. And Sunday, I do try to take off. But because the business is growing so much, I've been having to double the amount of hours I put in, right? So it's funny because when I first moved here, and last year, or not last year, the month of June, I kind of took off marketing and even bringing in new clients because I knew I was going to be moving. I had to sell my house, you know, all of those different things. So once July hit, going into August, I had that mentality of this business, it's going to take off, right? And whether or not you believe in manifestation, I mean, I hope you do at this point listening to this podcast, but when you focus your mindset around that, right? It's quite incredible the results that you can get. So since coming here to Utah, I had a couple weeks off while my boyfriend was here helping me move in. We had friends come and visit. My sister and her boyfriend came to visit. So while I was gearing up for the mentality of I need to bring in some more clients, right? Like I'm ready to really make an impact in this world. I slowly, gradually went into like full-fledged marketing, right? So August 1, I just kicked off and started running ads to my business and brought in a lot of clients, and now have kind of like a wait list until the end of this year. And now here I am, because we've been able to bring in so many clients monthly, I am pretty much on a wait list and I'm not accepting any new clients until January 2022. I'm just going off of the clients that are on the wait list and that have made commitments to start between, November and December. And that's pretty much how business works, right? It's pretty cool to be able to get to this position where you can bring on people that you only want to bring on and work with. And then even I've found that some of my clients aren't fully aligned with who I want to work with, but I don't really realize that till after working with them, right? So that's why I'm grateful we have the 3-month commitment up front, and then we kind of reevaluate everything to see if we're both in alignment to continue monthly, right? It's huge because for us to handle all of your marketing, if we don't align, right, with the messaging, the purpose, and I also can't get you to align mindset wise, right? Then I can't continue to work for you because the done for you marketing just won't take off like the clients that are truly aligned with us and our mission and passion and all that kind of stuff. So it's been really, really interesting. It's also been crazy. And this is just some business tips for all of you entrepreneurs out there who are, starting businesses, wondering when it's going to take off type of deal. It's been interesting to see, and track like revenue growth, expenses. Obviously that's gone up since I have more employees. Our overhead's a lot larger. But being able to balance all of that and still be able to have the lifestyle that I have, but then also make sure that no one on my team, including myself, is like too burnt out. Because I don't mind myself getting a little bit overworked, but I don't want my employees to ever feel like super overworked, because I, rely on their performance a lot. And I know for myself, I can do things to kind of zone in better. Take that time off. And example, coming back to podcasting, because we grew so much and because of all the workload that we had, I told myself, don't worry about podcasting. Take a couple months off. Only get started when you feel like you have the time to put into this. Because while these episodes are only, 20, 30, maybe 45 minutes max, there's still editing going on. We still have to post it. We still have to create things around it, right? So it's a lot more than just like posting and done, or creating an episode and being done. So because of that, I kind of looked at my business in a whole and I said, okay, where can I free up more time? The first thing that came to mind was podcasting. And while I have 2,000, I haven't even looked my analytics, 2,000 to 3,000 downloads and subscribers currently, which I appreciate you all so much. I realized that there's tons of content people can go back and listen to at this point. So it's okay if you're not popping out new content every single week, because you need to focus your energy on your clients, their success, as well as bringing in more business. So that's kind of where my brain has been at lately. And for all of you all starting a business, and I don't work with too many new businesses at this point. Everyone has been, in business for a while, and or maybe rebranding or getting new investors or something like that. So while I have a couple of new business owners that I work with who are phasing out in a way of working with me. But for all of my new entrepreneurs, right, aspiring entrepreneurs, a lot of you all might be questioning, like, when is this going to take off? When am I going to make money? When am I going to be able to leave my 9 to 5? When am I going to be more popular, more known, more of an authoritative figure in my space, right? I get this question all the time. And me growing a multi-6-figure business, it took we're going to have our 3-year anniversary in January. Yeah. So it took like 3 years, because we're pretty much done with this year, right? So it took 3 years to be able to grow a multi-6-figure business, let alone just a 6-figure business, which I know a lot of you guys are after first, is that first 6-figure, and then you go into multi-6. So I don't really remember when the business finally hit. I guess it hit like consistent 6 figures end of last year. And then when we switched over to a done for you, that's when it really blew up. And the point of me saying all of this is that it's okay to start a business based off of what you're passionate in and what you believe will help. However, you have to be willing to pivot once you're starting this, once you're getting feedback from your audience and or clients. It's okay. And honestly, you normally have to pivot to create something, a program, a course, whatever that looks like, that fits their needs, right? Even though it's totally not what you originally imagined your business to be. So I don't ever want people to be so focused on, well, this is the only way my business is going because I have the passion for it. So I'm just going to leave all of those analytics and comments and suggestions behind because I only want to go this route, right? I really need you to avoid thinking like that, okay? And it's okay to get a year in your business, you have some clients, you have some income coming in, but sometimes you're not growing to that level of growth you want because you're way too linear, right? You're too focused on this is the only way this business will work. Instead, you're not reading your analytics and listening to your clients and audience on where they want you to pivot to be, right? And that's really important as a business owner, right? I pivoted for Done For You marketing because I knew it was becoming an extremely hot offer these days, because I realized a lot of people went through COVID, they started their business, but then they go back to their 9 to 5 or normal life, I guess, in air quotes, normal, because we're still not normal. And they realize that like, I don't want to have to do this. I just want it done for me, right? And that's the whole point of it, done for you. And honestly, if I did not listen to what my market was telling me, what my clients were telling me. And if I limited myself, staying on that linear path that I thought my business was only going to be coaching and done with you type of deal, then I would have never been able to get the people that I have, the clients that I have today, and I would have never been able to grow to a multi-six-figure business. Never. Right? Because I would have been stuck, because I would have been giving up way too many opportunities that were knocking on my door because I was way too focused on that linear path of this is only where my business is going, right? And I am sharing this because I've experienced new business owners going through the same philosophy. And I am not a coach anymore. I am a consultant, right? So there's a difference, because you coach people, but you consult a business, right? And that's when I switched over to Done For You Marketing, I was like, I am not coaching anymore. I am not going to coach you how to run your business, but I'm going to consult your business by reading your analytics and telling you what your business needs, right? And the path that it needs to be taking. And that's totally different. I could never go back into coaching. And I have even been wondering if I should do a group coaching program, but I am never going to go back to coaching because I actually don't like coaching people. I'm a very analytical computer person, so I much rather have a relationship with the business digitally than having a relationship with you and coach you, right? Which is what a coach is. A coach is kind of there for you as the person to have the right mindset and ability to run the business, right? But I'm here for the business, consulting on what I know you need based off of your analytics and or feedback or testimonials or anything like that. And I also help you figure out where or how you have to pivot your business in order for it to be successful. So it was a big switch for me because I thought for sure I was just going to coach my whole life. But I also realized that I don't like coaching. I don't like coaching people. I have this podcast to motivate and inspire everyone. And that is as far as coaching as I will get. Because besides that, I just want to go into your analytics and the nitty gritty, the things that people don't really like to do that often, but I just want to know how your business is working and how to get it to better perform. And that's where the consulting and all the done for you tech marketing systems comes into place. So as you are growing your business and or thinking about hitting these last quarter goals and planning for next year, 2022, which I haven't even really done yet, I gotta be honest, I am such a present-minded person. I have not even sat down and figured out what I wanted 2022 to be like. I will say I know two things. One is I am going to revamp the podcast a little bit. With some exciting people coming on and helping me with that, which I'm not ready to announce yet, but that will be coming. And two, I'm giving my website a massive revamp, which I'll probably start working on next year or next month in order to launch it next year, 2022. But besides that, I haven't even sat down and kind of mapped all that out. And honestly, it's because I've been so busy. But if you do have the time, you do need to make sure that you aren't so focused on 2022 that you're giving up on 2021, right? Because we have 3 more months to end this year, and there is a lot you can do in 3 months, right? So don't be so focused on 2022 that you're giving up on 2021, because you will, and your business will hurt because of it. Or your mindset if you don't have a business yet, right? Don't be so focused on New Year's resolutions, because you need to make sure that you're still presently there and working on you the best that you physically can to end this year strong. But then, yes, if you have the time to start kind of evaluating how you want next year to look like, okay? We're going into 2022. We are getting better and better, I think. I don't listen to the news because it's a bunch of craziness, in my opinion. So while I don't listen to the news, I just listen to my surroundings. And I think next year will be better in the whole COVID land. But minus that, I want you all to just start slowly focusing on how you want 2022 to look like, right? It might be a big year for a lot of us. It's a big year for me because I'm finally turning 30. I had a bunch of goals that I wanted to hit by the time I was 30, like on my birthday, that I know at this point I'm not going to hit, and I am totally okay with that, right? But I also am evaluating, oh, I'm 30 now. Where do I want my, like, how do I want my life and how do I want my business to go next year? Because 30 is another decade, right? It's a decade that I hit. So I'm really trying to focus in on that, and might be able to have some time this weekend to start that reflection. And that's what I want you all to do, whether or not you're hitting a massive birthday or birthday year, I should say, or you're just, finally figuring things out, but maybe these past 2 years, or maybe just this past year, you realize that you don't want to go back into the corporate world because of all of the COVID rules that are popping up, right? Maybe you don't want to be vaccinated. That's totally fine. And I know you don't hear that quite a lot, and we will see how long this podcast stays up, but I'm not vaccinating myself, and that is your choice. So maybe you're going into next year and you're thinking, I really don't want to be vaccinated, but my company is starting to mandate it, so I do need to pivot. And maybe this year you focused on launching a business, and maybe you have had a couple of clients, right? Or maybe you launched a business 2 years ago in COVID, and this year is the year that you pivot, like I did at the beginning of this year. This is the year that you pivot because of the feedback and the analytics that you're receiving from your business and from your clients, right? Maybe this is the year that you blow up on Instagram. You start posting every single day. You have reels going out almost every single day, multiple posts going every single day, and a podcast, right? And you start podcasting, and that's the way that you make income or start to make income and or be known in the world, right? Become that more authoritative figure. And or maybe this is the year that you do stay in your corporate job, but you get a promotion, right? There's so many things to think of. And it's funny because I was reading, where was I reading it? Oh, yeah, my favorite book. So I'm rereading A Happy Pocket Full of Money. It's my favorite book. And it's taken me quite a while to get through it this time because one of the things I told myself this year is to not be so anal about how many books I go through, because it was becoming an obsessive issue that I was having. But I'm rereading The Happy Pocket Full of Money, which is pretty much like the only fifth book I've read this year. So normally I go through like 40, so massive difference. But I got to the section on goals, and he honestly says you should have 5,000 goals. 5,000 goals. 5,000 goals. I reread his sentence like 50 times in the book. I was like, how am I going to have 5,000 goals? Holy moly, 5,000, not 500, 5,000 goals. And he really, when he went into kind of elaborating why and how easy it is to put a list together of that many goals, it started to make sense. And that's what I want you all to think of for next year. So 5,000 goals, right? You kind of have to start brainstorming that now. And this would be goals like the silliest things to the biggest things. How much money do you want to make in your business? How many clients do you want to have monthly? Do you want to start a podcast? How many downloads? Do you want people interviewed on your podcast? Do you want to write a book? How many? What are their titles? Do you want to own something? A private jet? Do you want to get a new dog? Do you want a new king-size bed? Do you want to redo your bedroom or redo your porch or outside, right? Anything. And his goals and the way he was kind of describing it is more of like, what do you want? Anything. And it kind of goes back to like that Notebook, when they did that scene in the Notebook, and he was like, what do you want? Just, what do you want? And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, what do you want? So it kind of comes back to that, right? So I'm going to be that Notebook version for you. What do you want? Literally everything. I want you to write down everything, no matter how silly, no matter how materialistic, no matter how success, money, business, life, relationship focused. I want you to write down everything. And then I want you to share it with me, because I'm going to write 5,000 goals. Assuming that I can count, no, just kidding. I can count to 5,000, but that's going to be a lot, writing down 5,000 goals on a piece of paper, but I'm going to do it. And January 2022, I will read not all 5,000, but I will read some of those 5,000 goals, and I will also be posting what my 5,000 goals looks like on my Instagram page, which is at Caroline Lewis Consulting. And I want you all to do the same, right? I want you to all start thinking about this now, and I want you to start writing a list of 5,000 goals that you want to start hitting 2022 and beyond, right? You're not doing these all in a year, but I want you to write these down. And then it'll be very interesting to see how many we can tick off every month. And then 2023, it's just so weird saying 2023 for some reason, but 2023, we come back and we see how many goals we hit. Obviously, those come off the 5,000 list, how many goals we still have to hit, and any new goals that we want to keep adding so that we always have 5,000 goals. Okay, so that is my challenge for you all. I'm going to start posting on it on social media to get you guys all hyped up, as well as reminding you all to do this. And I just want you to be okay. And that was kind of the second half to this podcast, but now we're almost 30 minutes in, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. But I do want you to be okay with taking time off, right? Especially taking time off of things that aren't bringing you pure joy, right? It's okay to take time off. And if you want to grow your business, it's not really the best to take time off of all of social media platforms. But if you want to take a month off of social, do it. Just do it, right? Because if that means that you're focusing on something else and you are a better person because of it, you need to freaking do it, right? And that's why I took off podcasting, because I was a better person, because I was stressing way too much about getting these episodes posted and recorded and posted every single week, right? So I just said enough is enough. I'm not pressuring myself and I'm not feeling guilty. I'm just not going to do it for a couple of months until I feel ready. So now I'm ready and I'm here to record for you guys weekly. And honestly, if I don't even get an episode every week, it's not going to be the end of the world, at least for me. I just want to make sure that you all know this podcast is not going away. So I will be posting as often as I can new episodes from here on out. And then I will start making announcements of how I want and how I envision this podcast to be for 2022. And making that switch and obviously getting your all's feedback to see whether or not that'll align with you guys and to all my amazing listeners, what is your thoughts around this? So I will start to let you know how I want to pivot the podcast for next year. I don't have like a full action plan in place right now, but I've just been talking to some people to kind of just figure out how I and we can best serve you all, because even though I took off, it was still growing. I got new people to listen from different countries around the world. So, just be okay taking time off and focusing on yourself. That's the moral of the story. And then also another point of all of this is to be okay with pivoting and make sure that you are setting yourself up for 2022, but not forgetting about 2021. We have 3 more months to crush it, to hit our goals, to figure out, how many clients we want to bring in and to actually bring in all those clients, or figure out where you want to go in your business or whatever that looks like. So we have 3 more months. So don't forget about 2021. It is not over yet, but let's end this year strong and really get hyped up for 2022, because I think we're all very excited for it. And with that, my friends, this was a long episode, but then again, probably way overdue. I look forward to talking with you all soon. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. And thank you so much for continuing this journey with me. I truly love and appreciate you all. So I will talk to you all soon. Have a great day. See ya.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you got some value or just feel fired up, I would love for you to take a screenshot and tag me in your Instagram stories. It's always so motivating to see you getting the inspiration you needed to level up for my podcast. I'm going to keep showing up and bringing my best self to these episodes, and I encourage you to do the same. If you think a friend or family member would enjoy this episode, I would love for you to share the ambition. I can't wait to chat next week, but until then, keep being ambitious AF.